Hey everybody, and welcome to day 3 of anxiety and how to overcome it. I'm excited for today. Today is a bit of a big one. I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you guys that you may not have heard before, that is slightly outside of the box, but I feel like it's really important to share with you. So hey, whoever is watching, I can see numbers but I cannot see names as of yet. Again, Facebook is doing its wonderful thing where it keeps everybody hidden until afterwards. So I will do my absolute best to come back on and answer any questions or comments if I don't get to do it whilst I am on live. So I also wanted to thank everybody that has been messaging me outside of the group, and I really do appreciate the fact you want to stay anonymous, and I'm going to do my best to answer any questions that I have been sent this week and answer them in the next 3 lives that I'm going to be doing over the next 3 days. Take a breath. I get overexcited. You see, the whole, whew, it's a good energy. It's a really good energy. So how have you been getting on this week? Please, I would love to know more. For those of you that have commented, that have reached out to me, thank you so much. And for those of you that are watching silently in the background, I am here if you need me. Please don't be afraid to reach out to me. There is nothing you can say to me that I haven't heard, haven't thought, haven't been through, I have no judgment here. I have no judgment here. There are no two people that are the same, and this is why I dislike the whole the medical approach, therapy approach, because people tend to get categorized, generalized and stereotyped and put in a box. No two people are the same. They can view the exact same thing, have the exact same life, and it be completely different to them. So there is no one size fits all regarding treatment, regarding anything. So this is me coming at you this week, giving you tools and techniques that you can learn so that you can create your own recovery program, if you like. It is about arming you with all of the tools that I can in the space of 5 short days. I'm doing my best, but I do not want to overwhelm. So take back your power, take back control over your mind and of your life. It's really friggin' exciting. So this is day 3. We are hump day. I've gone over a few things over the last couple of days, but like I say, I haven't wanted to go full speed ahead. But today I want to share a couple of really important different things that are, like I say, a bit outside the box, but hopefully this is going to resonate with you and it's going to start to make everything make a little bit more sense. So some of the questions I have received is, what is the difference between stress, anxiety and depression? We, as a society, you hear the words stressed and anxious and depressed and feeling like shit just chucked around, and we've overused all of these terms and they've kind of got a bit blurred. So I just want to really clarify these things for you. What they are is the difference between them all is how you feel. So stress, we all have daily life stresses. This could be bills to pay, jobs to do, timetables, and it's a stressful feeling. Yes, it can feel slightly like anxiety, but ultimately it is aimed at something. Your stress, it has a cause, and when that cause has gone, the stress disappears with it. So yes, you can feel uptight, you can feel tense, you can have the heart palpitation, you can have all those things, but once whatever was causing you stress has gone, the symptoms disappear. Anxiety can start as stress, but it is the over-analysing of the event afterwards. So if you go away and your mind is a blur of everything, if you're trying to get work done and you're worrying about the outcome before it's even occurred, then we are going into anxiety territory. If it feels tense in your body, if your muscles are tight, if you're constantly in fight and flight and the adrenaline rushes and the fight and the flight and the trying to hold white knuckle onto life and just make it through, and the fear, there is so much fear associated with anxiety. So if you see me look down, I'm looking at my notebook. I don't want to miss anything that I want to cover today with you guys. So stress is almost like the daily poking of life. Anxiety is when those daily pokings of life become too much and it becomes overwhelming and it becomes something that you overanalyze, and it's when you feel the stress when you don't have a stressor, when there isn't something actually there to stress you out. It's just when life is just too much and you feel it. The difference between anxiety and depression: anxiety is uptightness and almost over energy, and you're fighting, you're flighting, and your adrenaline rushes and it's all go. Depression feels like lack of energy, feels like burnout, feels like hopelessness, feels like sadness. And anxiety can often lead to depression, because that whole fight and flight response that you have absolutely knackers you out. How many times, for those of you who suffer with panic attacks, or those of you that do suffer with a lot of anxiety, by the time you get to the end of your day, are you completely wiped out? Do you get a mid-afternoon crash? Do you have a slump where the adrenaline kicks in and it burns you the fuck out? And this also leads to things like I say, burnout, adrenal fatigue, chronic pain, autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia. So many things are connected in the anxiety, depression, mental health state, and our body and our minds are so interlinked that we almost cannot treat them as two separate things, because one affects the other. Chronic pain can also give you depression, can give you anxiety, and it works both ways. So we are on a vicious loop that we need to break the cycle of. So hopefully that gives you some background. So now we know what stress is. We can identify when we are just stressed and when life is just a bit crap and it's poking at us. We can identify when we are feeling actual anxiety, when we are overanalyzing a situation before, during and after the event. And then depression is when we have lack of energy. And it's the emotions that go with it. So anxiety is fear-based. It is frustration, it is confusion, it is panic, it is all those kind of things. Depression is the woe is me, life feels dark, life is hopeless. You know, depression for me personified would be Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. You know, walk around with a cloud of gloom over their heads. That to me is what depression feels like. But they can all be interlinked. So don't be surprised if you dip in and out of all of these things. Myself, I suffer with anxiety and with depression, and I was investigated for borderline personality disorder. I had a back injury which caused chronic pain that I've lived with for over 5 years, and so I dipped in and out of anxiety, worrying about this pain reoccurring, and then when it did, it would knock me out. I was constantly in fight and flight, adrenaline, fighting. I burnt out. I've been investigated for numerous autoimmune diseases. It's not fun. So if you are in that space right now, I feel you. I know what it's like. I have been there, but I also know it doesn't have to continue that way. So that being said, there is something I want to cover. Like I said earlier, it's a bit outside the box and it's something else to think about. And this is not me chucking stuff at you and then running away. I am here. If you have any questions or anything about what I'm about to say next, please reach out to me, because it is a bit of it's different, okay? It's not something you're going to hear in the doctor's surgery. It's not something that you're going to hear through therapists. So somebody reached out to me the other day and they said that they are not worried about going outside, not worried about social situations until necessarily after the event. So it is the over-analysing of a situation and the thoughts and rushing through and so worried about what they've said, what they've done, how they behaved, and picked apart the scenario after it has happened, or almost planning for the worst before it's occurred. And it's a case of how and why that's happened and how and why to stop that. The reason these things happen is because we have underlying beliefs about ourselves. Because, like I said to you the other day, we all have thoughts. We have involuntary thoughts thousands of times a day. They pass through. We let majority of them go. And then sometimes we latch onto one and we go down the rabbit hole with it. And that is because that belief, that thought that has gone through, you have grabbed, because for you there is some truth in it. What I mean by that, I'm going slow because I wanted this to make sense to you guys. You get what you believe, whether you like it or whether you don't. We have unconscious beliefs that we wouldn't choose for ourselves, but they are underlying and they are there. And that is where we vibrate at. So that is what we attract. How many times have you heard somebody say, all men are assholes, or all people are assholes, or you can't trust the opposite sex? And then every single person that shows up in their experience proves them 100% right. Because their belief gives them their point of attraction, which brings more of that into their experience. The same applies to this. If you have an underlying thought or belief, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, I shouldn't be here, I'm out of my depth, and you have a negative thought flow through your mind of, you did this wrong, you could have done this better, what about this, what about that, you are going to latch onto that thought, because for you there is some truth in it, and you can pull yourself down, you can go down the rabbit hole with it. And that is the over analyzing, because for you, on some level, subconsciously or unsubconsciously, there is some truth. Whether it is actually true is a very, very different, but ultimately right now where you're vibrating at and what your current belief system is where you are at. And you can only start where you are. This is what I said on day one. It's about becoming very self-aware and be aware of your own bullshit. So take some time, grab some pen and paper, you know, I'm a fan of pen and paper, and create a mind map and just put down what you believe about yourself. And now I'm asking you to do this from a really, really honest point. So it's not just, this is what I believe, and write down all the great things that you want to believe. That's great and that's wonderful, but actually allow it to come through. Allow what you think, what you feel to really come to the surface. It may shock you by what you read, or it may just make perfect sense to you. So if you're overanalyzing the situation and you're constantly wondering if you fucked up, or if you've embarrassed yourself, or if you said the wrong thing, or if you've hurt somebody's feelings, or if you've done something wrong, then work out what your beliefs are about yourself. See where you are at right now, and then observe how that is showing up in your life today. I hope this is making sense. Please, I cannot see blooming comments. I don't know why or what is going on, but please let me know if this makes sense to you. Please comment, or please reach out and inbox me. It is a different perspective. I appreciate that, but that is my greatest passion, is to offer a different perspective. And this also is a great thing, because if we know where we're at, and we know where our beliefs are, and we know what our thoughts are regarding ourselves, then we can work on that. And this is my greatest passion, is when I meet a client and they have some crappy beliefs about themselves, and then we prove them wrong. And we work on that, and we build the self-esteem, we build the self-confidence, we build their self-love and their compassion for themselves, and just watch people blossom and bloom. Because when your beliefs about yourself begin to change, you vibrate at a different level and you attract different things in your experience. And also those negative thoughts that were rushing through your mind, you no longer hold on to, because they are no longer your truth. They no longer resonate with you. It's just like the most ridiculous thing you'll ever hear, like pigs may fly. Pigs may fly. You'll let that one go straight through. So this is really about spending some time being brutally honest with yourself. Where are you at right now? What are your current beliefs about yourself? This could be about your job, about career, about family, about relationships, about health, about whatever. You can do it in all aspects if you want to. Write down what your current beliefs are, and then see how that is showing up in your world. What people are you inviting in? What experience are you having that proves these beliefs right? Because that's where the work starts. That's the fun bit. That's when we get to mix it up and start changing it. That is my greatest passion. That is what I love to do, is flip these things on their head, because they are crap. And the reason that I know this is because these thoughts and these beliefs feel so bad. And anything that feels bad for you is not your real truth. I'm going to stop there for today, because it is different. What I have said is slightly outside the box, like I've said a million times already. If any of this resonates with you, or if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I would love to know if this helps, if any of the other things I've told you about over the last few days have also helped. This is my passion, my absolute passion. I cannot wait to help you guys to flip and turn this stuff around. Not just from negative to positive, because sometimes that energy leap is too big and that just makes us even worse. But it's taking baby incremental steps to get you to where you need to be, because life is about to take off. We want to end this year on a high so that we can start next year with a bang. It's going to be amazing. I send you all so much love, and I can't wait to be back tomorrow, because I've got some amazing things to share with you over the next 2 days. I love you all loads, and I'll speak to you soon.